Hello, welcome back to Hanger 51. So today we're going to do the build on the new Hobby King um, Super Tucano 1600 millimeter wingspan, guys. So I don't know what you guys have noticed lately. Nobody's really come out with any new airplanes that I really want. Everybody's really kind of slacking off, but um, I wasn't looking for this particular airplane, but when I saw it, it definitely fit the bill for me. I just love the Super Tucano, the PC9, PC21, all these turboprop planes. I love them. So this just for me was the best thing anybody's come out with in a long time. I really love this airplane. So what I'm going to do, I've got this back of the fuselage separated right here. We're going to put a slight bead of glue around this edge here and slide it together. I'm going to go stand it up over there for a minute, let it dry while I put the prop together and balance it. And then when we get done building the prop and balancing it, we'll bring this back over and finish putting it together. So I got some regular just contact cement here. And we're going to run a bead of it right inside here because this is this particular part of the airplane, when you slide it all the way in, it's going to have a little gap. And what I plan to do is let the glue, it's going to smash out up onto these surfaces here, but it shouldn't get anywhere near coming out the edges, and that's fine. That's what I want. So let me come around the corner here, down the bottom, and then we're going to flip it back over this way and finish up here. And that's going to be more than enough glue to get the job done. All right, so now we're just going to slide this together. It's a little tight here, but it gets looser as it goes in to the point where there's actually an area there where it's. So I'm going to push it together and pull it apart a couple times. And then we're going to go ahead and push it together and leave it. And now I'm going to take it over here and stand it on its nose, let it dry, and we're going to work on the prop. Okay, so while the airplane's drying, we're going to put the prop together. Now, I don't have the instruction manual, but I'm guessing you're going to put this bolts in from the back side so that the head is the only thing sticking out. I'm assuming that the nut and washer and the rest of the threads are going to be too long and probably interference with the fuselage, the cowl. So I'm just going to go this way because it makes sense to me to do it this way. I don't know for sure that this is the right way, but I'm just anticipating that if I put the screws in the other way, they're going to be too long and they'll be rubbing the cowl. So any extra that's sticking out will have sticking out on the inside the spinner, where it should not be a problem because I don't believe there's anything, there's nothing inside there that can get in the way. So the washer and nut should fit on the top, no problem. I might need a wrench, a pair of pliers. Okay, so we're going to put a washer and a nut. Okay, and go again. Obviously you want the painted tips facing forward. So You guys love watching me balance props anyway, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do it. I know how much you love it. Okay, a washer and a nut. All right, next, a blade, a screw. Well, these are fine threaded screws. Holy crap. Jeez. Alright, last one here. Put that in there. Looks like they gave us an extra screw here as well. And looks like, yep, extra washer and an extra nut. So, okay. A washer and a nut. Okay, so we're going to just finish up here, tightening these up. If you guys have ever bought an RC car, get this really clever little T hex wrench or a X wrench. Very handy little tool. Got 4 different size hexes, and one of them fits this perfect, so it's a perfect tool to tighten these up. And one more time around just to make sure we're good and tight. That was it. I'm going to just check this one more time here. Okay, good. All right. Let's put it on the balancer here. Let's see how bad it is and see if we can't get it balanced. Now, the first thing I like to do is break the edges here. So, because there's a little bit sharp edge here, so I just like to take a little sandpaper and just break the edge. So it's no longer sharp. Just de-sharpen the edges here. This is either 180 or 220 grit. Nothing real exciting. Nothing too crazy. You just want to take that sharpness off the edge of the blade there. And that's all you needed. Okay. And then I do the back sides too. They usually don't need much at all, but I still do them. Yeah, these kind of do need it. Alright, I'm just going to give them a quick wipe. Any dust on them. Get the dust off. Alright, let's put the Put a prop on the balancer here. All right, there we go. And put it in here. Let's see what we got. Yeah. So it appears there's a slight draft in here, because this is just going round and round, but it is slightly off. It's speeding up and slowing down. So let me try this here and see if we can get it to stop, so I know where the heavy blade is. All right, so it looks like this blade here is the light one, so let's put a little coat of paint on that one right there. All right. So I just have my protective clear coat here. That's interesting. Let's try that again. I don't know what happened there. Let's put it back on here and see what we got. Okay, so it's definitely this blade here. All right. All right, so just get that quick coat of paint there. Let me give it a minute to dry. Start just, tacking up, and then we'll put it back on here and see if we're close. Yeah, all right. All right, so I'm going to set this aside here for a minute. Let that dry. I'm going to get the wing out. We'll work on the wing here a little bit. All right, set that there. All right, so getting to the wing. All right, so here's that steel. Well, it's actually an aluminum. It's a solid aluminum bar that's bent. Okay, so that goes in with the bend going up. All right, and I already test fitted this. It's a little tight going in this side. The other side slides right in. So we're going to go ahead and slide this together. Make sure you get these wires out so they don't get pinched. Okay. And I have one of the holders together on the bottom there, so we'll take that back off. So there's two holders that hold the two wings together. One's you can put it on either way. So this one here, we can slide this on this way to hold the wing together like that, or you can turn it around. It doesn't make any difference. Now the other one does make a difference. The front one has two little arrows on it right here, and the two little arrows are pointing forward. Because this backside, this is rounded on this corner, the backside's squared off, and the backside's squared off because of this cover going over the wires going down the wing. So that's how you know that one goes there. And that takes care of that. So now the wing's all set. And there's place on the fuselage a relief for these wires to well, actually, I guess they just go right up in the middle. Saw some kind of hole somewhere. I thought those wires went through, but apparently not. So, all right, so we're ready to put the fuselage. So I'm gonna put the wing on first because I have to turn the plane upside down to put the screws in, and then after that, I can set the plane on the table to put the horizontal on from the top, and then I do have to put the vertical on from the bottom, but that'll be all right. So, all right, so let me get the fuselage, and we'll assemble that. So the bottom of the fuselage just has a big hole right through the middle of it. And so we're just going to set the wing in here and send it right up. I think that's the battery strap. Let me push that up out of the way. Okay. And then these two are just going to drop right through the middle of the fuselage. And that just slid right down on those two aluminum holders. Perfect. You drop the screws in. Where'd my screwdriver was? Right there. That's one. And then tighten it all the way up. Always get them all started, guys, before you tighten them up. Okay. One more. Okay, that one's not starting. I don't know why. Let's try this one. Same thing. That's starting. Okay, it started now, I think. Yep, it did. Okay. Alright, these do snug up tight, so you don't have to worry about over tightening them and crushing the foam. You just tighten them up till they're snug. So there you go. Alright, so the wing's on. I'm going to turn this around and put the wing this way. Got to move my prop balancer. Hang on a second. Let me move this out of the way. Set it over here for a second. So I want the tail facing me over here so I can work on the tail. All right. So that'll just sit there like that, okay? All right, let me open this up, pull the wires in place here. So we got the 3 wires from the back, and then we got the two wing wires coming up through the middle here, and they're fine. Okay, good. Nothing's pinched, everything's good. All right. Okay. So the next thing is the horizontal. We're going to put that on back here. I'm going to move this forward a little bit. About like that. That's going to try to fall off the table. Okay, that's good. All right. Okay, let me move this over a little bit. So you've got 2 wires sticking out back here, and they're marked elevator and rudder. Okay. And the LED light's here, so the wire for that's already up there with the other 2. So this is just going to sit right here, and there's two nubs here on the bottom of this that go into 2 holes here. So self-aligning, very simple, just like that. And then we'll put 2 screws in here and tighten those up. Okay, so that one's not going in. It's in place. I don't know why it's not going in. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Alright, so they're both started. I can feel them threading in, they're good. So all these screw points in the wing here, they all have a deep cavity that the screw goes all the way down into. That's why there's so much screwing, because these cavities are so deep and the screws are pretty long. So you get them down in there, and then you just got to screw them locked until they tighten up. Okay, there we go. Same thing. They tighten. They snug right up. You don't have to worry about over tightening them. Just tighten them until they snug up, and you're good. Yep, perfect. So that's on there nice and solid. All right. So the wire coming out of here is for the elevator. So we're going to plug that into the elevator plug here, and the plug is black, white, and red, and the wire is yellow, red, and brown. So obviously brown to black and yellow to red. I'm sorry, the yellow to white. The red's in the middle. So make sure you get that plugged in the right way. So, yep, yellow to white and brown to black. Okay. All right, that went right in. And then we're just going to go ahead and pull that wire down into there a little bit so it's out of the way. So let me grab that and pull a little bit just to send that down inside there. Get it out of the way. Okay, perfect. And the rudder wire is still here. Okay, so now we're going to put the rudder on. The rudder has a hinge point right here on the bottom. So when this drops down in, that hinge point, that little hinge is going to slide into a hinge on the very back of the airplane. So that's kind of neat. Well, that's kind of interesting the way they did that. I'm not sure I like that idea, but I guess that's the way they want it. Yeah, there's no cavity there to get the wire up there. All right, so you're going to have to plug the wire in. First. We got yellow to white, brown to black. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull that wire to get it down inside the plane there. Okay, rudder wire. All right. All right, then we're just going to slide this down in. Make sure you get this hinge in the back in first. That's going to be kind of a little bugger, but there we go. All right. Oh, is that where that piece goes? Interesting. No, that's way too big. Huh. Well, that's interesting. This isn't really sitting down right. Why would that be? Something's supposed to go in there. Am I supposed to cut this off? Why would they do that? That is weird. All right. Well, like I said, I went to look up the manual, and I got the 404 page can't be found message, so I don't know. So no instructions. The quick guide I don't think shows too much of this. No, they just talk about throws and that kind of stuff. It's a setup guide, not a build guide. Alright, so this piece that had a little bit of damage on it, it doesn't matter because apparently it goes in here like this, and then you have to, I guess you trim those off. Or maybe they stay on and they stick out the sides. I didn't notice that on any of the pictures, but it could be. Alright, so let's pull this back out. Like that, and then this has to go in here like this. Very odd. Huh. Well, they want it to go this way. Well, what? Well, that makes no sense. Why would it go in that way? Okay, alright, well, I kind of see what they're going at here. Now that makes these, alright, well now it makes sense. Now that you put it in there, and now it makes total sense. But that was kind of weird. I was not anticipating that. Alright, let me tug on my rudder wire here a little bit. Okay. Okay. Well, that fits all together really nice. So what that did is gives you the tapers to the from the horizontal to the fuselage, which is a weird way to do it for sure. I guess it works. I mean, it does, but it's kind of weird. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of doing it that way. All right, let me put this back on to get it out of the way temporarily. Okay, and then we're going to put. I was afraid that might pull apart. It didn't glue all the way yet. Okay, welcome back. So, as you can see, I got the landing gear down, sitting on its wheels now. So, last few tips here. We talked about everything else. So, the last few things. Oh, by the way, there's one blinking light right here. Okay, and then there's that side light on the front end, opposite, right about here on this side. You can see my hand. Like I said, I believe that's just simulating a onboard ignition system, like it's a real turbine engine, but it's not. I bet it's cute that they did that. And of course, you can see the red at the end of the wing there. It's got a red beacon there. This is going to look whiter, invisible, because it's green on my green screen. So The green light here is invisible. And everything else looks good. So here's my last few tips on the build here. This is kind of common on a lot of Hobby King planes. It's not a really big deal, but it's a little tricky. So this is an empty cavity back here, and there's 2 screws that have to go up through the back here through the tail. Okay, there's one here, it's just out of camera view, and then one forward here, right here. Okay, and they have to go up. And the easiest way to do it is get the plane on its wheels and put the screw on the end of your driver. Okay, just put the screw on it and let it sit vertical like this, and then put the tool down here and just send it straight up through here. And of course, it'd be easier if you could, if you're looking at it. But, and then you just send this up this way, so gravity will keep it on the screwdriver handle. Because if you try to do it from the other side, unless this is magnetic and very magnetic, the screw's going to fall off the screw head, your driver, and it's going to be rattling around in the back of the airplane. And then you're going to have to fiddle around trying to get it to the front of the airplane so you can get the screw out. You're never going to find it. Just trying to probe for it. It ain't going to happen. So the easiest way to do it, like I said, just use your tool vertically, keep the plane right side up, and just send it up this way. You're here and here. You got 2 screws back here that go up to hold the tail on. Okay, and that piece is right here is to create that taper from the horizontal to the fuselage. It's kind of a weird way to do it, but it works. But it's kind of weird. And then the last thing are these ventral fins. Okay, now these are a little complicated too, and I'm going to give you my best tip on these. So the way they did it, they didn't do it the easy way like everybody's doing now, where they have the just like the missiles slide onto your wings and stuff. The ventral fins now are on most planes are just you put them up and slide them back, and they're on. And but they're not these. You got to glue these on. And the way they did it is, it's not hard to do, but it's time consuming because you're going to have to take a lot of time to make sure you get these straight. Okay, because you don't want this crooked, this ventral fin here. So what they did is they've got them at a very 45 angle. I mean, they're almost flat out. Instead of coming down like most of them like this, they're sitting more like this. Okay, they're really angled out. So, and what they did is they put a slot in the fuselage, but not just a slot. The center section of the fuselage where your screws are going to go through is a piece of foam that they cut at the 45, and it falls out of the airplane. There's nothing holding it in, and it comes just tacked in place. You pull it out so you can glue it on for real. So now you got to glue that on and slide these into those positions and get them straight. And then there's one more little trick to this that you're going to just love, is right here at the edge, right there where it meets the fuselage, right there, front and back. Okay, there's a little teeny hook, little that you have to stab into the foam. So you got to make sure you get it straight and everything. And then you're going to have to slide it up in there and poke it into the fuselage and make a hole in the fuselage. And when you do it, it doesn't show up. It looks perfect, but you got to make sure, because if you've got any kind of a wave in it, not only is it going to look bad, but it's going to make the airplane perform weird. So you got to make sure you get it absolutely straight. So this is going to take a little time and a little patience. And it's not really that hard. It's just time consuming to get all these pieces in motion, glued straight, and then be able to slide. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to have them in there at their 45 with probably glue on them already, and you're going to slide them around, and then you get them all straight and everything, and the bottom piece is pushed in tight, and then you're going to slide it up and then poke that little hook front and back. There's a hook on the front and back, and poke them into the fuselage, and then you're done. And then just make sure you let the glue dry. Keep them up in there tight. Keep while the glue's drying. So that's a little bit of a fiddly that you're going to have to deal with. I don't like the way they did that. There's definitely better ways to do it. Mine came out perfect. I think you'll have the same, same result. Just take your time. Don't get too big in a hurry. Just relax. Take your time. You can even. So what I did is I put glue on that piece that fits in the bottom, and I put it in and out a couple of times to spread the glue and get the stringies, and then I put a glue on there's a center section that you glue, and then there's a space on front and back, and then there's those hooks. Okay, so I put a little glue on the top and the bottom of that, and I set it in there on both sides in place. I just pushed it up against the top of the fuselage, and then I set that bottom piece in and pushed it up tight, and then one side at a time I just slid it in because the glue was still wet, so I could slide it. And I used contact cement, and I slid it up in, made sure it was straight, and then I poked those two holes, and then I finished off, making sure it was in and smooth and straight. And then I went to the other side and did the same thing. And then after that, I think I had it actually sitting on the flat on the table with gear up, and I set something here, I think a battery pack, to set this on so that the weight of the airplane was pushing on the battery to make sure that it held that bottom piece of foam, tight up in place to stay there, and these ventral fins are on very, very well. So, like I said, it's a little time consuming, a little bit of a pain, but not too bad. And that's really the only issue, I would say, as far as the rest of the build went really well. I didn't have any issues, but the thing in the back here, screwing these in, I tried it upside down, lost the screws immediately, and they were in the fuselage, and I had to rattle them around to get them out. Pain in the butt. Ran into that same problem with the C-130, the B-17, no, not the B-17, the C-130, and maybe the Albatross. I had that same kind of issue where the screw falls off and then it's rattling around in the back of the fuselage because it's not a cavity that's sealed, okay? It's open at the bottom. So it's a nice clean round circle where you're going in, but down at the bottom it's open. And if you don't have it right into the threads and it falls off your driver, now it's laying in the fuselage and there's no way to retrieve it other than you're never going to get it to come back out the hole you went in with. You're going to have to rattle it down into this part of the fuselage, take the canopy off, and get it out that way. You're never going to get it back out that way where it went in. So I found it much easier just to do it vertically. Just get your tool underneath here, put the screw on the end of it, and then just send it straight up in, and you'll be fine. So that's it, guys. The little tricky on the vertical fin screw in, and then these two ventral fins that were, a little time consuming. I'm not going to say a pain in the butt. It ended up working out okay, but I was calm, took my time, and it went very well. So super happy with it. I have flown the plane, guys, and it flies amazing. It really is. This is by far, and like I said, Hobby King's made a lot. The King Twin is a great airplane. I got 2 of those. The C-130 is awesome. I have 3 of those. I have the Anniversary T-28. I'm probably going to buy another one of those. What else have I got from Hobby King? I got a lot of planes from Hobby King now because they're really putting out good stuff, guys. And they're carrying other lines. I bought my T7A. I think it's a T7A. Is it an A7T? Or, no, it's a T7A from, E-FLITE. They're carrying E-FLITE products now, guys. So you can't beat the quality on E-FLITE. They're great quality airplanes. And Hobby King's carrying those. So, like I said, you guys that hate Hobby King, listen, I was right with you for 7 years, 6 or 7 years. They really pissed me off. But they've completely turned their act around. They really are doing a great job now.
They're coming out with fantastic quality airplanes. This is by far the best thing they've come out with yet. The quality of this, the detail, the way it flies is just amazing. I would guess that this is made by FMS, and I'll tell you why I say that. There's a lot of little tab tails that make me think that. You know, the little tiny little flowers that they use on the vents of the ejection, the slow-moving landing gear. FMS's landing gear always moves very slow, methodical. It's never a quick up, quick down, and that's the way these are. They're very slow-moving. There's where the battery tray is. It's got a burnt Aviation emblem in it. FMS puts an FMS emblem in it. See, there are just a few things that make me think that this is probably built by FMS. And then, of course, it flies amazing. And most of FMS's stuff flies amazing. So I just think that's probably where this plane came from. Nonetheless, I really don't care who built it. I love it. Once they get past all the back orders, people trying to get these, and I'll probably wait and see if they ever put it on sale. It'll probably be a year from now if they do, but that's okay. I'll probably buy another one because I love this plane that much. I definitely would buy another one. So, that's the end of my build video here, guys. Like I said, I did fly it already. I got 2 flights on it. It flies amazing. The flight video is coming up right after this, so I'll be posting that after you've watched this. And go watch the other people's flights too, because everybody's flights look the same. John out in Washington, GB Linden's show. He did a review. John was reviewing this plane, and his flight was just as awesome as mine. The landings are perfect. This other guy I don't even know. I think his name was I forget his name now, but never heard of him before. He got one of these, and his flights were amazing. It just flies so good. It lands so good. Just a great airplane, guys. I can't stress it enough how much I love this airplane, and it is just amazing in every aspect. I love the 5-bladed prop. You're going to see a video. I did an unboxing of some parts I bought from Hobby King to replace a few things, and I bought 3 extra props. And the reason I bought 3 extras is because A, they're going to be out of stock immediately, and it'll be on National Galactic back order for years, just like the props are for the C-130, which my one is sitting right here, just out of camera view. I could almost pull it into camera here. Maybe if I gotta get that close. But yeah, it's sitting right out of camera here. The props for that are on National back order. I don't know when we're going to see them. But you can buy the airplane. So I've got, like I said, I ordered. They had it on sale. It's a $400 airplane, guys. They had it on sale for $292. So I bought another one at $292. It's not just buying the airplane. I got 4 spare propellers now. I already have 2 of these that are ready to fly. And now I have 4 spare propellers, spare nose gear, spare main gear, spare wings and tail feathers. All this stuff is on back order constantly. You can't get any of it. So now I have spares. I'm not gonna. I unboxed. You know what? I don't think I have unboxed it yet. Yeah, I haven't. I still have to do an unboxing on that one just to make sure it's in good shape, that there's no damage. And then I'm gonna put it back in the box. I'm not gonna build that one. I already got 2 of them built. I've got the civilian one that they discontinued, so I have one of those, and then I have 2 of the Coast Guard. So, but like I said, Hobby King has come a long way, guys. The quality of their stuff right now is unbelievably good, and this is by far the best one they've come out with yet. I absolutely love this airplane. So, all right, so that's going to do it for the build review. Next is the watch for the flight video coming up next. Comments at the bottom, guys. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next review. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.